Verse 28, Lamech lived 182 years and had a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, "This one will comfort us concerning the work of our hand and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed." After he begot Noah, Lamech lived 595 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. Lamech died in the year 1651 Anno Mundi. Noah was born in the year 1056, and his name means comfort or rest. 8 times in this chapter, the words "and he died" are recorded. And other than Enoch, who went straight to glory, and Noah, who is going to continue on in the chapters to come, all of the men of this godly line from Seth down, including Adam, met their end, and they returned to the soil. Lamech lived to be 777 years old, and he died in the year 1651, which is in the 5th year before the flood came. Other than his grandpa Enoch, who was translated at 365 years of age, he has the shortest lifespan of any of these patriarchs. The 777 years of his life are a testament to the divine grace of being taken home before the coming destruction. And Isaiah gives us a clue as to why these things happen. He says this about the death of those who live for God. "The righteous perishes, and no man takes it to heart. Merciful men are taken away, while no one considers that the righteous is taken away from evil. He shall enter into his peace. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness." And that brings us to the thought that sometimes a child will die, and we don't understand why that is. Or we lose a close friend right at the prime of life, and we say, why did this happen? And we don't understand it. But God does. And it's possible that God simply looked into the future of this human being, and he saw some evil that would otherwise have happened to them, and instead of allowing that to happen to them, he mercifully took them home because of their righteousness. As with all things, and I mean with all things, if we can truly trust God, and if we can accept that he is sovereign, then we can rest easy in his plan, this perfect plan, which he is executing for the people he's created and the people he's called. In the case of the rapture, many sons will come to glory in the twinkling of an eye, whether they have gone before us, waiting to be wakened from their grave, or whether they're still walking along the highway of life right at that moment. When that trumpet sounds, we will forever be living in his glorious presence. We will be perfectly content, and we will be praising the God who rescued us from ourselves. In this account, it tells us why Lamech named his son Noah. This one will comfort us concerning the work of our hand and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. The name Noah, as I said, means specifically rest or comfort. Lamech was only 182 years old when he had Noah, but he was already worn out from the toilsome existence of life. The curse which came at the beginning, and it continued on year after long year and generation after generation, was wearing him out. More especially, though, it is likely that this name Noah is an anticipation of what he would be, just as the name of Methuselah was a prophecy. As we saw, Methuselah's name meant his death shall bring. And because of the timing of Noah's life in conjunction with the life of Methuselah, we can make the assumption that his parents might have thought that he would be the promised Messiah who would give them the rest that they had been waiting for. If you remember Hebrews 4:3, it says, "In him, when we trust in him, we enter his rest." This is speaking of Jesus Christ, and they may have been thinking that we are going to enter the rest of our Messiah. Man was promised a deliverer who would destroy the devil, that would return him to God's rest, and the naming of Noah may have anticipated that hope. And that